Hey, you scallywags and landlubbers, welcome to Nomads No Worries. We have a great show for you today, the best part being an interview with me, so stay tuned, or you'll be walking the plank. And no, I'm not the guy from SpongeBob. You fucking...
Hey everyone, and thank you for that lovely intro from our friend Captain Copy-Paste, who you'll be hearing from later when we get into our interviews. But first, Jack, what's up, man?
Not a lot, man. I love that intro from Copy Paste. I wonder if he knows Captain Underpants.
Well, he doesn't know the SpongeBob guy. Well, maybe he does know the SpongeBob guy, but like they're not cool. That's why he gets upset when people make that comparison. Like they might be on enemy ships or something like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it's probably doggy dog out there.
Dude, there was a time in my
Scallywaggy
life.
Scallywag.
There was a time in my life where Captain Underpants were the only books that I would read. Like I didn't
Dude.
like anything else. I just thought those books were hilarious.
I remember crushing them. Like, I remember being like in 4th grade in the bathroom on the toilet just crushing Captain Underpants. I don't know why. I just have a vivid memory of that.
Dude, they were so good. Like whatever was going on in my 12-year-old brain or however old I was, I was the perfect market fit for that.
I feel like I found out about that series in like the school, like you remember those like scholastic book fair things where it's like
Yeah.
you get like Captain Underpants and like Harry Potter and like the Chronicles of Narnia. Steve, where are you at today? You got a different background.
Yeah, dude. So I made my way up to Montreal
Wow.
in the Quebec French-speaking province of Canada. Loving it so far. Only been here for a few days, but it's awesome, and I'm glad to be out of Latin America. Although some people, the definition of Latin America is anywhere in the Americas where they speak a romantic language. You can't say Spanish because Brazil doesn't speak Spanish, so that's why they say romantic language. They really should just say Spanish or Portuguese. But people are like, okay, well then that by that definition, Quebec in Canada is considered Latin America.
And what about like Italy and France then? Is French a romantic language? Is that's what you're saying? I mean,
Yes, but that's not those. Italy and France are not Latin America. They're just those countries. This is only if you're in the Americas. Yeah.
Right, my bad. Okay, got
That's
it.
all right.
Yeah,
we got
Western. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's cool. So do they say bonjour or is there a different kind of Canadian bonjour?
They say bonjour, and really, dude, everyone here speaks English. I think everyone's bilingual. So it's just kind of like, I think if you're a local and you're chatting with your homies, you speak French. But almost like in the business world, like when I walk into a store, coffee shop, whatever, like people speak to me in English. Like I haven't had any person that like they usually default to English. Like I haven't had anyone who's like, "Oh, I only speak French. I can't communicate with you." Like that doesn't happen.
That's cool. So maybe they're like not as like in I just feel like even in France they can speak English, but they just choose not to and they just don't want. But like I guess maybe a little more welcoming on the American side.
I would say so, but I do know that they're very proud of their French-speaking heritage here too. But I think they're just because the rest of the country speaks English, so I think they're a little bit more chill about it. But it is funny. I'm like, why are you so proud? They're like, oh, we were colonized by France instead of being colonized by England. Like, we're so proud of that. Like, it's kind of a weird hill to die on, but whatever.
Yeah.
Let them have it.
Yeah, either way, you lost, I guess. But
Yeah.
you're winning now, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how's the weather's got to be good. It's pretty hot here, so I'm sure
It's beautiful here. I think it's like getting up to 82 today. So
Wow.
pretty warm actually. But yeah, it's been like perfect just walking around. Everything's been great. We've been going shopping. Our luggage got delayed on the way here. which we don't normally check baggage, Jack. Of course, you know that, but they
No,
made
but
us
we'll
check
edit
our,
that
they
part
made,
out.
they
Yeah.
made us check our bags, and then the baggage got delayed for like 2 days.
Classic.
So we could spend some money, through our credit card and through the airline each day. So I've been shopping at Roots, which is a Canadian brand. That's where I got this hat.
Wow, I
They're
thought that was like the band. I thought it was like a band hat.
no, no,
Okay.
dude. Their logo is a beaver. It's like so Canadian. It's awesome. So
So
I also got a shirt with the beaver on it.
so is that like the maple syrup area of Canada or not really?
It is.
Like,
This is like where maple syrup comes from, for
oh,
sure.
wow. Okay.
All right, last thing, Jack. I actually bought some hot sauce. Get this.
Okay.
The number one, the main ingredient is maple syrup. It is a maple syrup based hot sauce. I've never seen this before.
Is it
And it's
syrupy?
it's really good. It's a little syrupy, and it's a little sweet, but it's habanero flavored and it's awesome.
Wow, that does sound awesome. Maybe you could bring that back for the boys. Like, I feel like that's a really exotic. It's
I can
extremely
do that,
exotic.
dude.
Wow.
Maple syrup hot sauce for everyone, for the
So,
boys.
so does that mean you can use that on your pancakes, or is that still not? That's like not chill.
I don't think that would be good. Nah. Yeah,
Okay.
I've been putting it on savory things. Pancakes might get a little weird.
Okay. Or you know what a crazy idea might be for that would be chicken and waffles with that hot sauce. Because I like
Let's go.
obviously like
Yeah.
hot sauce chicken. Like,
That is brilliant. I
yeah.
think we're going to have to make that this weekend or go to a restaurant and have them make it for us.
Yeah.
Bring the hot sauce. All right. So enough about me and my travels. Should we get into what we're talking about today, which is your great idea, which is nomading in any era in the past?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm really excited for this actually. Because we can
Okay.
always nomad in the now, but how do we know what it's like in the past? Who was the first nomad?
We might find out today in our interviews, which
Yeah.
everyone needs to stick around for. But first, let's talk about the places that we chose. We asked each other, where would you want to nomad in the past? Jack, what did you choose?
I had to go with ancient Egypt. I just feel like they got thousands of years of history, super unique. I always loved pyramids and cool hats and little cane staff things.
What do you think it would be like to be a digital nomad in ancient Egypt? I mean, you've been to Egypt before, so maybe that gives you somewhat of an idea, but ancient Egypt is probably a lot different.
Well, I mean, there's probably not a lot of remote jobs back then, right? So, you got to either, are you working? Are you kind of like, are you like a tradesman? Like, well, what is going to be my job? Like, how do I sustain myself and travel? I feel like that's got to be really hard, right? Or maybe I just got to, hopefully I become like a pharaoh's son or something. I don't need to be the pharaoh. Like, I'm cool with being like a side character.
A Nepo baby.
Yeah, yes. I feel like that's really, up until like 100 years ago, like you're not having fun unless you're a Nepo baby.
Oh, so true, dude.
Yeah.
So true. Honestly, I would hate to grow up in like any past era not being a Nepo baby.
Yeah, I just honestly, yeah, like it's got to be the worst thing ever, which will be interesting to ask them about, right?
Yes. And I think we're gonna get a good idea from our guy. So
Okay. Wait, so Steve, what did you choose?
so I was thinking being a pirate in the Caribbean back in the day. We're talking 18th century, which is the 1700s.
Yeah, that would be cool. Being on a ship would be pretty badass. Being a captain of a ship.
I mean, Jack, I was inspired. Do you remember in our early days of nomading, like the very early days, we would always talk about like, dude, we should just buy a boat and just sail around the world. We'll get some Starlink, we'll get some Wi-Fi on there and just work from a sailboat and sail around. And we talked about being like boat nomads. So that's kind of what inspired this, because that would be awesome.
I would like to have a nomad stint on a boat, like maybe like a week. But I don't want it to be like a houseboat. I want there to be movement. I want to go from point A to point B on this journey here.
I mean, we did do an Airbnb, but it was like for 2 nights. on a sailboat one time. It was in the Dominican, actually, and that was really
Oh.
fun. So I got like a little taste of it, but not the real deal.
Yeah, I met I went fishing in the Keys and met a guy who'd been living on a sailboat since 2007. This old guy, he's like, dude, I'm paying $300 a month, man. Like, I'm making money.
What country do you say you live in? You're like, no, I'm in international waters. Like, I have no country. I'm just an international guy.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed to be pretty into America, but he definitely, didn't follow the rules. Let's put it that way.
All right, Jack, this is going to be probably a big no from you, but have you
Okay.
ever heard of the musical artist Goth Babe?
Is this a Zoomer artist or?
No, it's he kind of makes like alternative rock, alternative music, I'd say. It's just one guy.
And his name is Goth Babe?
Yeah, that's his stage name, Goth Babe.
Well, I don't get it. Like,
it's kind
of
like the memes. No, it's kind of like those memes, like I just want like a big tittied goth babe. I don't know.
Oh,
it's like a
okay.
meme.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So he is a boat digital nomad, but his job is just making music. Like I think he makes it mostly on his computer and he sails around like constantly. Like he'll go from here to Europe, South America, and he's just making music from his boat.
Whoa!
And because
what?
you can do that these days. You can just make music and put it out on the internet. I think I did see he was on a festival lineup, so he probably does do shows here and there. But I think during the off season, like concert off season, he's just sailing around. So that's a pretty sweet nomad job, just being a musician and living on a boat.
That is cool. I wonder, do you think it would be lonely to be on a boat? Like, is he on a boat by himself, or does he kind of have like a couple roommates on the boat? Like,
I know he had a girlfriend for a while because she was also like a celebrity of some sort. But I believe they broke.
Babe?
No, I don't. I think she was normal. Not
So
goth. Normal.
That's probably why they broke up.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he had a girl for a while. But when you're sailing, like, yeah, it'd probably be lonely for a few days, but you could just park it on an island, go hang out with some people. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I would be like, I think it's interesting though. Like, have you ever watched those YouTube series of like kids like sailing from like San Francisco to Hawaii? And it's like they like basically like can't sleep because it's like someone's got to be watching the boat.
Yeah.
And that sounds scary to me. It's like a lot of responsibility. Like I don't even like driving, and then now I have to take care of a boat. Romantically, I love the idea, but I'm worried that I'm not like a boat guy. Like I feel like some of our friends that we know that we don't need to name because we're on the internet would be really good on there, and I feel like maybe I wouldn't be. I'm just trying to be like honest with myself, but
yeah, we're like technology guys, computer guys, podcast guys.
Yeah, we tell the jokes.
I don't know if boating's. Yeah, I don't know if boating's for us, but I'm down to try.
But we are cool enough to get invited on the boat, so I feel like that's all that matters.
Yeah, having a friend with a boat is arguably better than having a boat yourself because you don't have to take care of it, do all the maintenance.
I still don't know how to put gas in a boat. I don't know where the thing is. Zero clue.
Idea. All right. Should we get into our interviews?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys, this is going to be hype. We're really hyped about this. We actually had access to a time machine, something that allows us to communicate with people from ancient times. So we actually have two guests today. They're each from the places that we chose. So we're going to speak with Captain Copy-Paste. He is a Caribbean pirate from the 18th century or whenever. And then we're going to speak with Khamet. And he is a stone carver from ancient Egypt. So excited to chat with both of these dudes. But yeah, let's bring on Captain Copy-Paste first.
All right.
Okay, we now welcome on our first guest. It is Captain Tobias Copy-Paste. He's an 18th century Caribbean pirate and remote work pioneer. So Captain Copy-Paste, welcome to Nomads No Worries. I think you're the first guest we've had who lives on a boat and also occasionally commits crimes.
Ahoy there, Stevie boy! Pleasure be mine. And the crimes be strictly freelance. Pirate life be the original gig economy.
All right. That sounds awesome, man. We do talk a lot on this podcast about remote work and digital nomadism. So would you say that piracy counts as being a digital nomad?
Counts? Ha ha! Laddie, piracy is the blueprint. I work from anywhere. The sea, deserted islands, the occasional tavern with suspiciously sticky floors, no manager breathing down me neck. Just the constant threat of mutiny. Is that remote enough for you?
That is pretty crazy, Tobias, but I definitely want to hear more. What's your setup like? What does your, I guess, desk look like?
Ah, yes, me workstation. Imagine this. A splintery barrel, one ink-stained map, a compass that spins for no reason, and a mug of grog dangerously close to spilling on everything. As for ergonomics, the only thing ergonomic on this ship is the parrot, and even he's got back problems.
Wow, so you have a parrot on the boat. I actually see you have him on your shoulder there. I could see why he has back problems. It doesn't look like he's standing up too straight. I think his posture could probably be adjusted.
Yeah, he's looking kind of small. That looks like a really small parrot. Like that must be like a teacup pig version, like a teacup parrot type of situation.
So, okay, so you told us about your workspace there, Captain. But let's talk Wi-Fi. I mean, we always need Wi-Fi to stay connected. So how does that work for you while you're on the move?
My remote colleagues and I ping each other with message in a bottle. It's a lot like the instant messengers you guys use, like Slack, but not as instant.
I probably prefer that. It seems pretty easy to be like, "Oh, I didn't get your message." I wasn't able to complete that task. I had no idea. Sounds like an easy way to be what do they call that? Silent quitting?
You can't blame Slack, really. Like, people would be like, no, I saw that the message said received and read and things like that. But a message in the bottle, yeah, you could easily get out of that. Be like, sorry, dude, it went to the Pacific and I'm in the Atlantic. So
yeah, sorry, it's in like a whale's mouth right now. So I apologize. But I feel like I would be lonely. Do you feel lonely, Tobias?
Lonely? Never! I've got a crew of 37 grumpy sea dogs, one mildly cursed monkey, and a ghost that plays the accordion at night. It's pretty lit, as the kids say.
that does sound lit, dude. You got a parrot and a monkey, not to mention the ghost. I mean, we hang out with some strange characters sometimes, Jack and I. But yeah. I think you top it.
I feel like you literally pick the two most mischievous animals on the planet Earth to be your pet. I can only imagine. You know how people talk about cats and they're like, man, I wonder what a cat's up to at night when I'm sleeping. Like, imagine what a monkey's up to at night when you're sleeping. Like, destroying your house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. They can jerk off. They can do a lot of crazy shit.
That's holy! I didn't even think about monkeys jerking off. I don't want to see that.
Well, now you're thinking about it, so have fun with that.
Holy crap! Walking in on your monkey jerking it, damn. Maybe we can switch topics a little bit here. I mean, how do you handle all these interesting things happen? How do you deal with the work-life balance?
'Tis a fine question. I take me break serious, lad. When I'm not plundering, I'm hammocking. Hammocking is key. Nothing resets the brain like swinging above deck while your shipmates brawl over who stole whose boot.
I do love a good hammock. I mean, I think we got that in common. Jack, are you a hammock guy?
I'm a hammock guy for in two spots. I'm a hammock guy when we're camping, and I could be a hammock guy on the boat. That sounds like an incredible vibe.
Yeah, I mean, you seem like a vibey guy. It sounds like you got some good work-life balance there, Captain. But what if you really need to disconnect and just take some time off? Like, do you ever take vacation?
Usually right after a failed raid. Nothing takes the wind out of your sails like boarding a ship, only to find it's full of turnips and missionary pamphlets. That's when I schedule a little me time. Maybe raid a spa town, pillage a bathhouse, self-care.
Wow. I mean, pillaging a bathhouse, that's... I don't know if we need to pillage it, because you still need their services, right? Like, maybe keep the staff around.
True. Or you just have the
kick out...
place to yourself, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, like, kind of rent it out by force.
Yeah, just have the monkey give you a massage. Like, we're talking about different things monkeys can do. They could probably give you a massage, rub your feet a little bit.
Yeah, but they better wash their hands. If they're jerking off all the time, I don't want a massage from a monkey. Like, I just...
That's a fair point. Okay, clean monkey then, and we're good to go.
Yeah, okay. But like, I mean, if you're back on the job, what kind of tools do you use to stay productive?
Well, me first mate's parrot screeches deadline whenever there be a task due. We also use Google Docs, but we just call it the captain's log.
Okay, so still utilizing the animals. And then you got the good old-fashioned captain's log.
I love me a good captain's log. It brings you back to a little bit of Star Trek. They always start off every episode writing in the captain's log. So, hits home for me. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Your nerd is showing a little bit there, Jack.
Okay.
But that's all right.
You know what?
No, that's cool.
That's how it is, dude.
No, you're cool. I still you're still my friend, so it's chill. Okay, Captain. Jack, you know this about me. I'm pretty big on networking.
Oh yeah.
When I would go out in college, like on a Tuesday, I would say, "Oh, I'm just networking." Like I'm not going out and ruining my GPA when not studying. I'm networking. I'm meeting people for my future who could be my future employer or colleague or business partner. Like you, Jack. Like we were networking together in college, and look at us now. We have a podcast.
Yeah, we are business partners. I mean, well, Steve, I always think about this when you talk about your networking guy. This always makes me laugh. It's like, let's say I'm introducing someone to the group. I bring a friend over or whatever. Quickly they become your friend, and then you're introducing them back to me. You're telling me a story about them, even though I introduce you to them. And all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, oh right, you're Steve's friend. I'm like, no, we were friends first. I actually knew you before you knew Steve.
I'm telling you about your own friend. I'm like, yeah, he's from Chicago. We have inside jokes that you're on the outs. All of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm like, yeah, me and him always talk about blueberries. You wouldn't really get it, but yeah, he's my boy, blueberry boy.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, me and Joe, we were talking, we were thinking, hey, Jack, we'd love for you to come on this trip with us. We really planned the whole thing. We thought you'd be a great addition. It happens every time, guys. It happens every time.
So networking, like I said, I take it seriously, but I am curious, as a pirate, how does that work?
For us, that means literally casting nets. You'd be surprised what connections you find in the deep blue sea. But never trust a man who wears 2 eye patches. One's a statement, 2's a scam.
Okay, yeah, that's really solid advice, I gotta say. I've never met a man with 2 eye patches, but I probably would not trust him if I did.
Yeah, I think the problem is with 2 eye patches, you might as well just not have them on. I mean, what's the point,
Good point. Yeah, they're not doing anything. But that's why, I think Tobias sees through that. He knows it's a scam. You have a working eye, bro.
Steve, if you got one of your eyes poked out, would you go eye patch or would you go fake eye? Closed eye also could be one. I guess something like this,
Dude, in honor of my boy Captain Copy-Paste here and my life at sea that I'm dreaming of and being a pirate, let's go eye patch. We'll bedazzle it even. Maybe put a Chiefs logo on there. Just make it customized, super legit eye patch.
That's crazy. I would probably go with the Fetty Wap. The how does he
just
do it?
Showing. He has dude, he just has his eyelid. Like there's like pink stuff, like red, like it's like his innards. It's weird.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. So, what's the biggest challenge to being a nomad pirate?
Probably hydration. The ocean's all around ye, but none of it's drinkable. Very ironic.
I'm with you on that. I mean, hydrate or dihydrate. That's what I always say. But yeah, that would be unfortunate being out at sea, but you can't drink the water. I mean,
What a
that's
tease.
Yeah, that's like being in a donut shop and they're making the donuts. You see it all over the conveyor belts, but you don't have a mouth. So but you have eyes. You don't have your eye patches on. You got two eyes and you're just watching the donuts literally moving past you, but you literally don't have a mouth to even eat them. So that would be tough.
So, normally, like, does that mean you have some tube and maybe you, like, put the donuts in the tube and it, like, it makes it a liquid donut?
Yeah, it's like a tube guy. Like you have a second butthole that you put stuff into. We don't need to get into specifics.
Would you rather die of thirst in the ocean or the desert?
Probably the ocean so I could drown myself. And they say that's a pretty peaceful way to go. Not to get morbid, but you asked. So what would you say, Jack?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. That is an interesting take, I guess. But I don't know if I could, like, bring myself to drown myself. But maybe I was just, so tired, like, so dehydrated, I just, like, fell in the water.
You'd probably get to a point, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
But it would kind of suck, though, to see water everywhere. And with desert, at least there's no shot, right? Like...
Yeah, the ocean, you're like, okay, maybe today I can drink this shit. And you just try every day and it's just making it worse, just taking in salt.
It's been pretty sunny out. Maybe, like, the salt, like, got evaporated. Like,
yeah, you're just coming up with false scientific theories in your head.
Yeah, that would be difficult. But okay, let's talk money here. How do you make money, Captain Copy-Paste?
Loot, obviously. Gold, silver, the occasional cursed idol, but lately I've diversified. Got a side hustle selling fake treasure maps to influencers. You know, the ones always taking selfies on shipwrecks, easy money.
That's a solid side hustle, I gotta say, tapping into the influencer economy that is thriving right now. So yeah, you just want your piece of the pie, and I respect that.
But this is the thing, right? I mean, you live such a cool life. What if you become the thing that you rob? Like, you rob a pirate ship and you start taking selfies with all the loot. Like, that's what I would do.
You know what they say in Batman, you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the influencer.
Right, but that's not too bad if you got millions of views on TikTok, right?
True, it balances it out for sure. Get a few sponsorships in the bag, get some free t-shirts.
Make some merch for the latest robbery. Like, all right, guys, we got a big boy ship, you know, let's make some bracelets.
Yeah, you could reinvest the merch, like reinvest the loot and make it into merch. All right, I like what we're thinking here.
Yeah, this is good. Maybe we need to be pirates.
But Captain, okay, so we have all these ideas for you. What if we need to meet later on a Zoom call, you know, so we can chat with you, you know, get all of our colleagues, get your colleagues involved for a big conference. You know, what is your version of a Zoom call?
Sometimes I shoot cannonballs at other ships. Does that count?
Yeah, sure. That's basically the same thing. So what else do you have for us? Any final words of wisdom for today's remote workers?
Aye, don't wait for the perfect moment. Seize the wind and set sail. Work from anywhere, live like a renegade, and always, always password protect your treasure.
I mean, if your name's Captain Copy-Paste, you better password protect. I feel like you're copy and pasting the same password all over the place. So...
Which is not a good idea. Like, definitely use a password manager, but that might be a different episode.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a future Nomad hack. All right. Well, Captain Copy-Paste, this was wildly unhelpful, but I'd say pretty entertaining. Wouldn't you, Jack?
Yeah, I loved it. What an interesting perspective.
So thank you, Captain, for joining us. We'd love to have you back on again sometime.
'Twas a pleasure, lad. Now, if ye'll excuse me, I've got a deadline to meet, and by deadline, I mean mutiny.
Man, that guy sure talks about mutiny a lot. What is mutiny, Jack? Can you help me out here?
I think that's when the crew turns on the captain. So, like, you got a captain, the captain's like, hey, we're gonna go do this thing, and the crew's like, nah, like, we're not. Like, you're no longer in charge. This new guy's in charge, and we're doing this.
That's okay. That's awesome. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like we have modern day mutinies, like in Haiti. You know, we've talked about Haiti before on this show. I feel like they're mutinying it up all the time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a pretty, I mean, unfortunately, like, it probably happens a lot. I mean, but I can see why, right? You got some, like, you got Captain Jack Sparrow telling you to go to some random island. You're like, dude, I want to go there. Like, let's get this, I don't want this guy to be in charge anymore.
Yeah, you get a new, this guy's like, all right, we're going to go to, what's somewhere shitty? What's somewhere that sucks?
Cuba. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
Haiti. Yeah, Haiti. No, actually, yeah, Cuba does suck, and Haiti too. So he's like, we're gonna go to Haiti. So you're like, well, as the Haitians do, we're gonna kill our captain, and we're headed to Hawaii.
We're supposed to be this Nomads No Worries travel show just shitting on countries.
Damn it. Yeah. Well, I like to think that we give our honest takes. You know, someone in the comments said I was being too negative about Kenya, but it's like, I don't know. I had a lot of positive things to say about Kenya. They're like, other YouTubers only had good things to say. I'm like, well, that's because that's what YouTubers do. Like, they don't make videos of bad stuff. They're just like, look at me with this giraffe. Like,
yes.
Yeah, like, sorry, we are being honest. Like, things aren't 100% good all the time when you're in a place for 6 weeks. It's just, it's not possible. So
yeah,
anyway.
You're trying to give the real take here, you know? And look, it's not like the people of Cuba are, I love Cubans. I just think the people in charge haven't been doing a good job.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like,
we're not shitting on, like, the people. Yeah, we're shitting on the leaders.
They need to do a mutiny. You know, it's called a little differently on land, but similar vibe, right?
They could learn a thing or two from Haiti. I'd say they should look it up on the internet, but I don't know. That's a Cuba joke. Like, they don't have internet. They don't have power. They don't have.
That took me a sec. You know what's crazy is I went on a date with a Cuban woman. Okay.
Nice.
And she's super against immigration.
Into what country?
America.
And she's an immigrant herself, or
yeah, like she was born in Cuba, doesn't speak English.
But she's like, I don't want any more Cubans. Like, I was here first. Like, everyone else can fuck off.
Yeah, she's literally like, all the people that are coming now are bad. Don't let them in. I'm like, dude, you're like, you still have family there. You don't want them to come? It was the most backward shit ever. Like,
she's like, I was from the golden age of immigration. These people are all posers.
Yeah, you know, I'm sitting across the table and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna be super positive. I'm pro-immigration and all this stuff, whatever. And then she just totally left fielded me. I was like, wow, okay. I mean, I thought we were going to see eye to eye on this one. But
dude, that's like, I was talking to this guy in Colombia, the country Colombia, and he was like, oh yeah, I have some family in Miami. And I was like, oh nice, yeah, like, you've been there? He's like, yeah, I've been to Miami. I was like, do you like Miami? He's like, no, man, too many Latinos. He's like, I go to the US to, like, get away from these people. You know, I want to, like, experience a new culture, but then it's like more of the same when you go to Miami. I was like, all right, fair enough.
That's hilarious because it's like the exact opposite of why I'm here. I'm like, I like the Latino culture.
Yeah, I mean, it's for us, it's like, it spices things up. But I guess if you've already lived that your whole life, I get it.
Right, you're looking for a suburb with a golden retriever, you know, but we've already done that.
Yeah, suburb. What's like the Miami version of that?
Coral Gables.
Okay, yeah. And then your golden retriever is an iguana.
Yeah, or a gator, I guess.
Or a gator. Yeah, gator. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess like a Shih Tzu would be an iguana. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our next interview. Jack, this is your guy. You know, you
Yeah.
wanted to go to ancient Egypt. So we have Khamet. I think that's how you say his name.
Okay.
He's a nomadic stone carver reporting live-ish from the Old Kingdom. We're talking circa 2500 BCE. Now, Jack, do you know about BC versus BCE these
Is this
days?
like the PC version of BC or what?
It's just like the non-religious version, I guess, like because not everyone believes in Christ. So it's like BC used to be before Christ, but you know, a lot of the world doesn't believe in that. So this is before Common Era is
Okay.
BC.
I don't know if I agree with that. Not that I'm like a big Jesus guy, you know, but I think about it. I'm like, well, at that time when they came up with BC, everyone was on board, obviously. Otherwise, they wouldn't have called it BC.
True. Yeah. They thought it, yeah, they thought it was before Christ. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. So like, what's the big deal? Like, like
I don't know,
let
man.
them have their time in the sun. Like,
You know, the fucking the woke army at it again.
let them name one thing. You know, just let them have one thing. It's fine. BCE. It's fine. It's fine, Steve.
All right.
Okay, well, should I get
Yeah,
going here?
please. Yeah, introduce our guy.
Khamet, welcome to Nomads No Worries. It looks like you're joining us from a construction site, maybe.
Yes, west bank of the Nile, third pyramid from the left. Please excuse the background noise. Someone just dropped a chisel on a pharaoh's foot. It's a fucking cursed situation.
Man,
Yeah.
that sounds rough. I mean, I hope that guy has Geico or some kind of liability insurance. But I feel like pharaohs, do they chop people's heads off? If you drop something on his foot, I feel like your head is gone, right?
Yeah, I
What do you
bet
think?
you gotta be totally screwed. I don't see how you lived through that one. And it is a little bit weird. I mean, he's already moved into the pyramid. Isn't that a little bit early? Don't you move in after you're dead? After you've gone to Christ?
I feel like he's overseeing, you know, he's like the project manager.
Of the third pyramid from the left.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, so it's not his pyramid, but in a way, maybe it's like his project.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Khamet, you're a stone carver, so that kind of aligns with the pyramid theory. How does that qualify as remote work? How can you be a remote stone carver?
I travel from quarry to quarry, site to site. No fixed temple. I call it chisel and go. My papyrus resume says, able to relocate limestone and lifestyle. Remote work is not about the job. It's about pretending you have flexibility while still being yelled at by men in linen hats.
That is funny. You know what it reminds me of? The pretending you have flexibility when you end up working all day because you're working remote. You can't leave. You're just always working, right? So this is how they get you.
That's what we talked about on our episode about the infinite workday, right? People
Right.
actually work more when they work remote. So yeah, it's a similar thing.
So he's got to go from job site to job site and prove himself every time.
Fuck, it's probably hard to slack off when you're in this role.
I mean, always the first day or your first week at a new job I feel like it's just always so exhausting. Like,
It is. You're smiling all the time. You're like being all like fake and happy. Yeah, that can be exhausting.
Yeah, you don't know who's a douchebag yet or not. Like, you got to be on your toes.
Yeah, you gotta be nice to everyone and like cool with everyone before you realize who sucks and like who do you want to hang out with outside of work.
Right. Yeah.
So
But I mean, what's the time zone situation for the chisel and go stuff? How do you handle that?
We do not have time zones. We have the sun. If Ra is up, you work. If Ra goes to the underworld, you sleep. Simple. No Google Calendar invites. Just sunburn and vibes.
oh, that sounds pretty chill, honestly. Like, yeah, no time zones, no calendars. You just kind of go with the flow. I mean, that is vibes. I'm jealous of that.
Yeah, sunburn, I mean, in vibes, that's literally my entire nomad experience. So, like,
we have more in common with Khamet than we thought. You know, Khamet, I mean, we like to work from different places as nomads, you know, maybe from our Airbnb or a cafe. What about you? Where do you usually work from? Like a temple?
Mostly from a rock. Sometimes a rock near the pyramid. Sometimes a different rock slightly farther away, for variety. Once I carved while floating on a barge, called it a floating office retreat, but the client hated it, said it was too innovative.
wow. That's got to be the definition of office speak, to get told it's too innovative. What does that even mean?
I
Like,
mean, dude,
who's.
back then everything was innovative. You could literally pick up a rock and throw it, and someone could be like, "Well, I've never seen someone do that before." Like so many
Right.
things had never happened at that point. Like you could climb a tree and people would be like, "Holy shit, that is out of this world."
That's true. Then all of a sudden, you're the pharaoh.
Whoever has the highest ground.
And the previous thing you was saying about when the sun, when Ra's up, you work. I do like the multi-god thing. I feel like if we kind of went back to the multi-god strategy, like maybe there would be a little bit less strife and hate, right? It's sort of like politics in the US when it's just one, it's just it's a two-party system, it sows hate. But if it was like 100-party system.
True, dude, but they'd have to come up with a lot of different BCs. You know, you'd have to be like before Khamet, before
Right.
Muhammad, before this guy and this guy. So there'd be a lot of different eras we'd be working with. But I'm cool.
Yeah, I feel like ChatGPT could manage that part.
Khamet, we have something on the show called Nomad Hacks. These are some tips we give to our fellow travelers and remote workers. Do you have any hacks, maybe how to stay productive in this nomadic job that you have?
Yes. Step 1. Carve your to-do list into stone. This makes you take it seriously. Step 2. Hide your tablet of goals in the desert. If you remember where it is, you're truly focused. If not, you were never meant to complete those tasks.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's actually brilliant. I mean, carve your to-do list into stone. If it takes you longer to make your to-do list than to do your actual job, yeah, you'd probably take that pretty seriously. And then, yeah, hiding your goals in your to-do list in the desert. I mean, sometimes I just forget my to-do list or forget my tasks just naturally. So I guess you found a more manual way to do that, which is cool.
Now, and I agree. I mean, the act of writing down what you want to accomplish, I think, is a great productivity hack in general. I mean, that is how you focus your mind and attack the day. I try to do that. I try. But, sometimes I fail. But I do think that's a good strategy.
I do feel that, Jack. If you have too many things in your head, sometimes it makes you go crazy. So putting them down on paper or a stone tablet or whatever, it helps, I think.
And I always feel like once you do that, you're like, oh, okay, I actually don't have as much stuff I thought I did. It's like once it's all in front, I'm like, okay, this is like manageable.
Yeah, it helps you. Yeah, it helps you like visualize it instead of just being all jumbled. I agree. So Khamet, we were asking our pirate friend earlier about Wi-Fi. I mean, I know that you guys are in some different times in history. I think he used a message in a bottle or something like that. What do you use for Wi-Fi?
We use pigeon-fi, carrier pigeons with strong legs. Upload speed, 2 clay tablets per week. Download speed depends on hawk interference. I miss one falcon and boom, there goes an entire invoice.
Yeah, see that's one thing we don't have in common. Like I feel like we don't have to worry about hawk interference a whole lot these days. Like falcons aren't really a problem for us. We usually just go about our day without having any interaction with a falcon, let alone, having it interfere with our job.
Yeah, I mean, our communication is almost too good these days. I've started to put on like an app restriction so I don't just get brain rotted by all the social media apps. You know what I mean? I had to like put on like, okay, like 2 hours a day.
That's smart. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't do that because I'm too lazy to actually make the restrictions.
Yeah.
But that is a good idea. It's kind of like carving your to-do list, like being too lazy to do that. I can't even keep myself off social media because I don't want to do that. Anyway,
So, Khamet, what do you do when you're burnt out? When you don't want to do any of this stuff, and when you don't want to carve, when you're tired?
I stand in the shade of a taller worker. Then I stare at the river and remind myself, one day this will all be sand again. That helps me keep perspective. Also, I take 3 days off and say I was consulting with the gods.
There it is, multiple god thing again.
because that's actually smart. You get 3 days off because you could be consulting with 3 different gods, so you need those 3 days off. So that's
Right.
a hack. That's a hack right there. Again, the multiple deity hack.
Yeah. Yeah, because if there's only Jesus, then I mean, basically you're kind of stuck. I mean, that's a 5-minute conversation. I think.
Yeah.
Well, how long is the confessional? 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's quick. Depends on how naughty you are and how
That's
horny
tr-
the priest is. Anyway.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. Wow. Holy shit.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
if you have
I'm
one
sure there
god,
were some horny priests in the pyramid era too. Unfortunately.
they could get away with a lot more back then. Let me tell you. Social
Yeah.
media has ruined priests from getting any action. You can just text your parents instantly what happened. So yeah, that's sorry, priest. You're just gonna have blue balls.
That's what you were supposed to sign up for. So,
Yeah. But yeah, dude, having one god, you just get like Christmas. That's basically it. I mean, that's tough. I mean, yeah, we gotta have multiple gods, multiple holidays, multiple days off. That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
especially with like in the modern world these days, I feel like we're being pretty fluid with a lot of things. Let's open up the religion a little bit here. Let's crack that bad boy open. Let's get creative.
Non-binary religion. Let's do it,
Yeah,
bro.
like I'm not identifying with. I need a new age religion.
Your boss is like, dude, you just took off for Hanukkah. Now you're also taking off for Christmas and like whatever the Muslim version is, Eid or something. You're like, yeah, I'm all 3 of those, bro. I need all these days off to worship.
Yeah, like, and also I'm celebrating the 4th of July, so
because I am American and Cuban. But I hate I hate Cubans. Yeah, no more Cubans. I'm trying to celebrate the 4th over here, not eat a sandwich.
Yeah, no, I love Cuban sandwiches, Steve. I really
Me
do.
too.
I think they're actually it's such a unique combo that like how do they even come up with it? How do you where do you come up with the pickle, mustard, ham, cheese? What the? Maybe that's
It's
just like all
brilliant.
they had. Like I don't know. It's just perfect, Yeah.
Okay, so Khamet, day to day, what kind of issues do you run into? What are your biggest challenges as a nomad?
Finding lunch. Every day it's dates, onions, and bread shaped like disappointment. Once, I bartered with a priest for hummus. In return, I had to carve his cousin's horoscope onto a coffin lid. Still not worth it.
But you got to be careful bartering with priests. All right, you don't know what you're going to get yourself into. The quid pro quo there can be pretty dicey.
Especially they got a lot of gods at their fingertips. They can really come up with any excuse.
Yeah. So
any
watch
one
out.
of those gods could immediately tell them to do something you don't want them to do. That's the problem with having a direct line. Anyway, are you on social media, Khamet? What's your sitch?
Not officially, but some of my hieroglyphs have gone viral. One set of glyphs got copied onto 37 tombs, but I got 0 credit.
That's not surprising. I mean, that happens on Twitter every day.
Yeah, it really does. People are just I will see a tweet that went viral like 4 years ago and someone else just recycles it as their own. or the
Shameless.
same meme. Yeah, and it's just like, come on, you know you didn't write this. You didn't think of this idea. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, so Khamet, do you work alone in your job or what's that like?
Sometimes I work in co-chiseling spaces. Lots of creative types. One guy only carves jackals. Another is doing a startup where he stacks bricks into a shape he calls abstract regret. It's like a WeWork, but with more chanting.
I love a good chant, We work, we work.
Yeah, you're really drinking the Kool-Aid there. It's cool they have a startup culture. I kind of figured everything would be state-owned. So, do you ever meet clients in person?
Unfortunately, they always want changes. Make the bird angrier. This scarab looks too sarcastic. One noble asked me to pivot the entire tomb branding strategy.
So this is freelance 101, okay? You never want to get paid by the project because they're just going to ask for changes after changes. You need to get paid hourly, okay? They can pivot as long as they want, as long as you're getting paid hourly, okay? You need to change that. That's how I would do it if I was him.
You got to avoid scope creep.
Right.
Creep. Yeah. No, I'm with you. Don't take shit from anyone, Khamet. I mean, you're better than that. But when you do take the shit, I'm curious, what kind of tools do you use?
Chisel, mallet, hope, and one backup chisel I've named therapy. When things go wrong, I just hammer rock until my problems go away.
That's one way to deal with things, I suppose. They have these places now where you can just go break stuff. Like you pay money to go into a room, they'll give you a baseball bat, and you can just bang a bunch of TVs and glass objects, and it's supposed to be therapeutic. So I feel that.
I always thought about something like that, and I feel like, what if I get in there and I try to break something and it doesn't break? Then that would probably make me feel worse. I'd be
You're
like,
more
God
upset,
damn it!
yeah.
I couldn't even break this TV. I'm worthless.
Yeah. You're like, I was already depressed, but now I'm a pussy too.
Like the desk guy has to come in and help give you a hand.
Oh, he's like, hey, you must be new here. Let me help you out there, champ. He just
your
talks
technique
down.
is all.
Yeah, he talks down to you like super condescending, and you're just like, fuck, I can't escape this. My life just sucks no matter where I go.
Yeah. Damn, that's a down bad situation. But let's talk about money. Are you getting paid fairly for all this? I mean, it feels like back-breaking work, to be honest.
In theory, mostly they pay me in beer, bread, and the promise of exposure. I've been exposed so much I'm basically a statue now. My LinkedIn endorsements are written in clay.
Okay,
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, exposure. We like exposure here in the podcasting world, but I think you're talking about more of a literal form of exposure where you get sunburns and your skin starts cracking and things like that. So it's a little different.
Yeah, you know what? Come on, I'm gonna look. I feel like I've just been telling you what to do this whole time, but get off LinkedIn. I'm over LinkedIn. I'm over that. I don't want to see one more post about B2B sales. I don't want to hear about your daughter in ballet and that's why you got a promotion. I don't want to hear about it. I'm over LinkedIn. I hate LinkedIn.
It's funny you say that, Jack. So I was on Twitter yesterday for the first time in a long time, but it was for that thing we were, on X, the everything app. And I saw someone tweet and they took a screenshot of someone's post from LinkedIn. And it was the guy's post was really douchey. It was like shitting on this company that just had layoffs, whatever. But the tweet says, he's like, I thought all the assholes were on X. It's like, no, I was wrong. Turns out the biggest assholes are on LinkedIn.
They are, honestly. My dad's finally off LinkedIn now that he's retired. I'm so glad. He was kind of a LinkedIn guy for a while.
Was he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The internet is forever. That's what they say.
That is true. But you also, drown in anonymity. There's too much data, so you'll probably be fine. So do you see a future in nomadic work though?
Absolutely. In 5,000 years, people will still be wandering around asking, where's the Wi-Fi? And they'll still be carving things, just with their thumbs on tiny glowing rectangles. It is the same work, just with worse posture.
Okay, so taking a little stab at us with our iPhones and some of our Android users, the 5% or whatever it was, 15% of our listeners who are Android users. So, ouch, Khamet, that hurts, man.
Yeah, damn. I mean, I guess it's true. I feel like my biggest problem is just like I want to make sure I have good posture when I'm working. That's something I've really like the older I've gotten, that's like what I think about a lot. Like that's why I'm at like a standing desk right now. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think about it all the time. Like I feel like it's just so easy to hunch over. Like I'm trying to just, our friend Drew, aka Gee, always talks about when I text. He says I do text out, chest out, because like I try to have
Oh.
good posture when I'm texting, so I'm not hunching over. So I'll hold my phone and I'll like put my chest out like this. He's like, text out, chest out. There it is. That kind of thing.
Dude, you know what? Speaking of the chest out, I was super self-conscious. Okay, one of our other friends, Toad, when we were at Alex's wedding, and I was like in the wedding party, he told me afterwards he felt like I was sticking my chest out abnormally a lot. Like when I was up there, and like I've thought about that a lot. I'm like, do I just like do that? Like,
Dude, you know what it is? Is he wasn't used to you being jacked. You've gotten more,
oh,
he's used to jack, but not jacked.
right.
You've gotten more jacked recently. You've been working out. And I think he just wasn't used to you having so much definition in your chest. So to him, you were sticking your chest out, but really it was just natural from lifting weights and fucking hitting
Yeah,
whatever.
doing dips. Yeah. Okay, that makes me feel better. What a great positive spin on it, Steve. Thank you. All right. Any final advice for today's remote workers? What do we need to remember?
Yes, always carve your name into your tools because people steal. And if someone says they'll circle back, just throw them into the Nile. They're wasting your dynastic energy.
Yeah, it's like we said about LinkedIn. That's some LinkedIn lingo, saying circle back. Like that's LinkedIn culture. So I'm with you. Let's just throw all the LinkedIn guys into the Nile. Let's get rid of them.
Yeah, it's a cesspool anyway. Feed them to the crocs.
Well, Khamet, thank you so much. This has been enlightening, slightly depressing. And I'm happy to hear that you're working hard. You're full of sand. Life is a beach for you, truly. So thank you so much for joining us.
The pleasure was mine. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a rock that refuses to become a falcon. Thanks for having me on Nomads. No worries, I'm a huge fan.
We're a fan of you too, Khamet. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Some solid interviews today, Jack.
Wow, I learned a lot, honestly. I also learned that I think I'm definitely built for the modern age. I think I'm soft.
I don't know, man. Your chest is looking huge these days, dude. I think
right.
You could be a stone carver for sure.
Steve, I appreciate the gas, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna tell everyone to watch this episode for sure.
Yeah. Be like, go to this part specifically when he talks about me being jacked and working
I'm being
out.
vulnerable.
Yeah, and all I got to do is get an eye patch, and I can be a pirate. So I'll be Steve the Pirate, like from that movie Dodgeball.
I forgot about that. Wow, that is good. Yeah, Steve, you'd be a good pirate. I don't think you would get mutinied. I feel like you'd be like pretty like conscientious of all your crew. Like you wouldn't. No one would mutiny you.
No, I got my guys' backs. Like I'm here for my guys. Like we're kind of all on the same team. Although I am still an authority figure, but they respect me enough to not mutiny me. So.
Right, you like go out to happy hour with them, but like you'll go home first so they can get wild.
Yeah, exactly. I might pay for the first round of drinks or something because I'm the boss. And then they're like, oh, this guy's so cool. Yeah.
Then as you're leaving, remind them, hey guys, remember we got a 10:30,
Did you get my message in a bottle? Did you get that?
Is that a Mariah Carey reference as well? Was that a Mariah Carey message in a bottle? Genie in a bottle? Wait, no, it's genie in a bottle, isn't it?
Message in a bottle is like John Lennon, I think.
Oh, genie in a bottle, Christina Aguilera.
Oh, the Police have the song Message in a Bottle. There's also a really good Taylor Swift song called Message in a Bottle. It's kind of a banger.
Really? Okay.
So shout out Taylor, Kansas City's princess. All right. That's our show, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hit us up on social media. Be sure to tell your friends about this podcast. Leave us a 5-star review if you enjoy it. And tune in next week because we're going to do some other crazy shit. Who knows?
Maybe we'll put a podcast in a bottle.
Yeah, maybe we'll carve our podcast into stone and you can read it that way.
Yeah, maybe we'll send a telegram to all you guys instead of putting it on Spotify.
Dude, actually, fuck that. The past sounds horrible. I'm good with what we're doing.
Me too. I watched a great Netflix doc last night. I don't want to give that up. So.
All right, everyone, have a great day.
Take a weird trip.